Line number 96. If you pray long enough and hard enough, you can change God's mind. This is an idea that a lot of people have, and that's why so many times with prayer chains and things like this, the idea behind it is if we can get enough people praying, or if we can have a 24-hour round-the-clock prayer vigil, and we can have folks pray long enough and invest enough time in prayer, and if there are enough people praying, then we can get God to do what we want Him to do. Now, don't misunderstand me. There's nothing wrong with asking a lot of people to pray with you about something. There's nothing wrong with spending a lot of time in prayer, obviously. But the point I'm making is this. We reverse it in our minds sometime, and we believe that if we can get enough people praying, and if we can log in enough time in prayer, then we can cause God to do something. But the truth of grace is just the opposite. Remember, under grace, God is always the initiator. And so in reality, the way it works is this. When the Lord gets ready to do something, He often moves on the heart of His people to pray. He moves in us to pray, and we might invite others to join us in prayer, and they may be led to become a part of that as well. And we become involved in prayer so that God is allowing us to participate in what He's doing in this world. So do you see the difference? It's not that we decide to pray and prayer becomes a currency by which we manipulate God and get Him to do what we want. It's not like a certain amount of people and a certain amount of time equals getting God to do something. It's the other way around. God says, I'm going to move in a certain situation in a certain way, and then the Spirit of God moves in our hearts and motivates us to pray about it so that we can be participants in what He's doing. Somebody, I can't remember who it was, if it was Moody or Spurgeon, put it like this: God praying to God through me. What a thought. So the idea then that we can get enough people to pray or pray enough time that we'll change God's mind and get Him to do something, that is a lie. The truth is, even prayer initiates with Him, and He moves in us to do that, and as He does, we become participants with what God is doing in this world. That's a truth that will set you free in your own prayer life.